wake up!
Now, you guys really are like the hip-hop early morning, late night talk show.
The Breakfast Club is the most powerful, popular, urban radio show in America.
Live from the Black Mothership in New York City, DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God, and Jess Hilarious.
Thank y'all for being cultural leaders, man. I appreciate what y'all do for the culture.
Collectively known as
Breakfast Club, bitches!
I'm always nervous when I do the Breakfast Club because sometimes you say stuff and it's just gonna get you in trouble.
Everybody wake up!
Good morning, USA! Yo, 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 yo.
Jess is on maternity leave. Roques is here.
Good morning. Good morning.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Hump day. Good morning. How y'all feel out there? Another day to serve. I feel blessed, black, and highly favored. I'd like to report a crime this morning.
Another one? Mr. See something, say something?
You know me. See something, say something. I'm here something, say something. Okay?
Lord.
I came in this morning and I heard about an assault, a hit and run.
This guy's crazy.
Right?
This guy's crazy. You can't tell him nothing.
I heard about it, and the person that said it was bragging.
No, I didn't.
The person was like, I hit Bambi this morning.
I did not say.
Okay?
This
I
guy's
said, I bet
crazy.
you didn't stop. That was the setup. You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing a wire. I said, I bet you didn't stop. And they said, I sure didn't. Ha!
It be your own people,
It
don't
be
it?
your own people.
Don't it?
Yes,
That's crazy.
I did hit Bambi this morning.
Guilty.
We're glad you're okay.
Confession. You glad he okay? What about
Bambi has to be okay, right?
Bambi continued to go into the woods.
Okay.
So
to bleed out internally and die. Well, we had breakfast yet this morning.
Well, in most states, you are supposed to. It's okay to. You don't have to stop. In New Jersey, you have to stop if Bambi is laying on the side of the road. So thank God Bambi continued to run to the woods.
If Bambi is laying on the side of the road and you didn't hit Bambi, you got to stop and check on Bambi?
Yes, you must stop if you hit a deer in New Jersey.
No, if you hit a deer.
Oh, if you hit the deer.
If
okay.
you hit the deer, yes, you must stop.
But you stop and do what? Call the cops?
But if you saw Bambi laying out on the side of the road and they was like, still alive,
you're supposed to call 911. Yeah, you're supposed to call 911.
Okay, until just a second ago, I didn't even know what I was supposed to do.
Wow, y'all don't care about nothing but yourselves.
I didn't know either.
Sad.
I didn't know either. But
This
I hit the tail and hit Bambi in the butt. Pause.
So hold on. So you hit Bambi.
You know that was going to get him.
You hit Bambi from the back early this morning and just kept it moving, huh?
You want to investigate. You want to go find video, don't you? You want to go find video, don't you?
You just hit Bambi from the back and let Bambi just wander off into the woods, huh?
Oh, man.
Huh? We need to add another charge. I just had a hit and run. Now we need to add a whole other charge to it.
Jesus,
damn.
Yeah, so
God damn.
But nobody asked if I was okay.
I did. I said, "Are you okay?"
Envy, are you all right? Is your car okay? Are you okay?
Bragging about
I didn't
banging Bambi from the back.
I hate this place, man.
You sound a little jealous to me.
Oh my god! Right? Doesn't it sound a little jealous?
It's like the lady who called
you said
yesterday.
Jealous. I thought you said jailish. I was like, I would agree with you. You need to be in
no,
jail.
it's jailish too. Jailish too.
A little bit of both.
Definitely gives jailish activities.
Oh my goodness! All right, man. Shout out to Bambi. I am sorry. He just jumped right on me like I'm like
You know who Bambi needs? Bambi needs somebody to stand up for them, okay, and speak out for their rights.
Like
we
who?
have that person coming this morning.
Like who?
Tamika Mallory will be here, okay?
Jesus.
Tamika Mallory will be here.
Tamika Mallory will be joining us this morning. We're going to be kicking it with Tamika Mallory. And then we got front page news next. Morgan will be joining us, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. And let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you guys. How y'all feeling? Good?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you, Morgan?
Oh, I'm doing well. Just saying a prayer for Bambi. But let's get into some front page news.
Pray for Bambi.
Former President Trump is being charged once again in his January 6th election interference case. Now, this comes after the Supreme Court ruled last month that Trump is entitled to immunity from criminal prosecution from official acts in office. The Department of Justice said Tuesday's new indictment reflects that ruling, and the charges against Trump have been narrowed. Trump is accused of leading a conspiracy to overturn the 2020 election and disenfranchise millions of voters. The scheme allegedly culminated in a cascade of violent attacks on police at the U.S. Capitol 3 years ago. Meanwhile, former President Trump says he's reached an agreement with Vice President Kamala Harris related to the September 10th debate in Pennsylvania. Republican National Committee co-chair, Laura Trump, says the former president can't wait to face Harris. Let's hear more from Laura Trump.
My understanding is that they have agreed to the exact same terms that the Democrats dictated for the June 27th debate. They were very emphatic that Donald Trump agreed to those rules. He said, okay. Donald Trump was very agreeable to do any debate. He said anytime, anywhere, any place to Joe Biden. They had the June 27th debate that CNN hosted, who's no friend to Donald Trump, and it really knocked Joe Biden's political career, flat. He debated Hillary Clinton 3 times in 2016, Joe Biden twice in 2020, and took him out of his political career with the first debate in June. So I don't think it matters. Donald Trump will show up, and he will be ready for this debate.
Well, Vice President Kamala Harris is not Joe Biden. And I'm actually kind of shocked that Donald Trump agreed to all of the rules, because I thought that he would want a hot mic. Remember, that was the whole debate, that he would want a hot mic, because I would think he would want a hot mic just because, in just a straight-up debate, the vice president will dog walk Donald Trump. She'll dog walk him about policy and all of that type of stuff. But with the hot mic open, he'll attempt to overtalk her and interrupt her and insult her.
But that's what he was scared about. He was scared that, that he wouldn't be able to finish a thought because her lawyer, her attorney background, and she would be questioning him even when it was his turn to speak.
No, I think she would be respectful, because she knows how to properly debate. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't.
Yes, she does.
Like I said, he'd overtalk her, interrupt her, insult her. But if he did that, she would still win, because he'd look like a madman.
She would have moments like she did before when she was like, "Excuse me, I'm speaking." He don't want her that. He don't want that.
Absolutely.
Yep. And that's what people will take away. You're right. The former president said it will be a stand-up debate, and they can't bring any notes. CNN reports that microphones will be muted when the other candidate speaks, and there'll be no studio audience. Now, this comes as Trump and Harris camps have been going back and forth over the rules for that planned debate. Now, meanwhile, Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance says Kamala Harris is starting to copy policies of the former president. Speaking at a campaign stop in Big Rapids, Michigan, the Ohio senator said Harris needs to quit talking about what she's going to do, and that she needs to do her job as vice president. Let's hear more from Vance.
As much as fake Kamala wants to pretend that she now agrees with Donald Trump, we've got to remind her she's the vice president right now. We had broad prosperity for every American, rich and poor. Donald Trump stopped the stupid wars and stood up to the bad guys all over the world.
So Vance said when Trump was in office, inflation wasn't a thought. Everyday items were affordable and there was peace in the world. He added that Trump had overdose deaths declining and was putting the drug cartels out of business. Thoughts?
Yeah. When they say copying policies, what does that mean? Like, there are things that we know, America needs. We want folks talking about bettering the economy. We want folks talking about, fixing the border. We want folks talking about world peace. So wouldn't both candidates be talking about those things?
Yes.
Absolutely. I agree. In fact, speaking of talking, Vice President Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, they're set to sit down with CNN for their first joint interview. The pair will be interviewed by CNN's chief political correspondent and anchor Dana Bash, in an interview set to air on Thursday at 9 p.m. So mark your calendars for that. Both Walz and Harris are embarking on a bus tour through Georgia, with the interview to be the first time Harris has sat down with a journalist for an in-depth talk since Biden has dropped out of the race for re-election. So
yeah, that's part of campaigning. You have to go out there and explain yourself to the American people. I don't think we're taking this. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask, why is she doing the first one with Tim Walz? Like, do you guys think that that's going to be like a
I think that's
bad
good.
thing?
No, I think it's great.
Yeah, joint. Yeah, with Walz for sure. Show that they're united. So. And
she has to convince them white people, okay? All those white people in the Midwest, those electoral voters, those hypothetical swing voters, those undecided. Yes, look at me here with my cuddly white man. Okay.
Oh, I looked over at you. I ain't seen no.
Shut up.
I was like, "What white man?"
All right. Well, that is
on the other side of the room.
That is shut up. That is front page news. All right. Thank you, Morgan. We'll see you in an hour.
Yep.
Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up right now. Phone lines are open. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Wake it up. This is your time to get it off your chest.
Keep calling.
800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning. This is Marcus from Detroit, Michigan. What up, though?
Marcus, what up, though?
What up, though?
What's happening? I just wanted to say, Charlamagne.
Yes, sir.
Man, my brother, you are absolutely necessary. Keep doing what you're doing, my brother. And I just want to share a story about Kamala Harris before she became vice president, when she was just running for president.
Yes, sir.
At the Aretha Franklin Maxwell concert, I was sitting across from her from the aisle, and they tried to rope her off, and she flagged them, said, "No way." And she just interacted with the people and just showed a lot of love, taking photos, giving hugs. You know, her and her husband sitting there. And, you know, that is my president. And I'm not telling anybody who to vote for, but Black America, please wake up.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Marcus. Hello, who's this?
Hey, DJ Image, this is Daniel from Houston.
Hey, Daniel from Houston.
Hey,
H-Town.
Daniel from Houston.
Get it off your chest, Daniel.
Oh, so yes, just a quick question, basically for all of y'all. I'm 24 years old from Houston. I don't know as of right now who I'm voting for, but of course this is a very important election. Mm-hmm. So my question was, like I said to all of y'all, y'all just said that y'all, in y'all's opinion, that Kamala Harris is gonna dog walk Donald Trump, and I was just wondering to know
in the debate
as to why y'all think, the debate as to why y'all think that, because like I said, I don't know who I'm voting for yet. And, you know, I'm just going down the middle, seeing who's going to say what. But the reason I asked that is because she hasn't done any interviews, no debates. And then the one interview she is going to do with Tim Walz is going to be pre-recorded so they can edit it before they put it out. So,
how old are you, young man?
24.
Well, we've interviewed the Vice President Kamala Harris here on the Breakfast Club twice. I've interviewed her on my television show, The God's Honest Truth, or Hell of a Week, whatever it was called at the time. You know, and there's plenty of interviews and, you know, plenty of debates that you can go watch. I would encourage you to go watch her when she was in her Senate hearings, you know, back when she was in the Senate. But you can also go watch when she debated Vice President Mike Pence 4 or 5 years ago.
And I also think she deals with facts. I mean, she's an attorney, so she's trained to identify weakness in other people, especially opposing arguments. She's a critical thinker. I just think she's smarter, and I
sharp,
think
former attorney general, former senator, you know, current vice president.
Yeah,
she's got a lot more political experience than Donald Trump, and she's just sharper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's easy to look like that against an 89-year-old man. How old is Joe Biden?
80, 98,
88, whatever.
104. I don't know.
I told everybody that was going to happen in the debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. That was going to be obvious, but he's not going to be able to play with the vice president like that.
Joe Biden is 81.
That's it?
81.
But
oh my God, his birthday is November 20th. He's my birthday.
Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all's opinion, and let me know what y'all think.
I like what you did. I mean, that's what everybody should do. Ask questions. Like,
absolutely.
You know, ask questions about, you know, the various candidates, you know, and make your own decision about who you want to support.
800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Ray.
Yo, Charlamagne, Envy, what up? Are we live?
This is your time to get it off your chest.
I got an indoor pool, an outdoor pool.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
We can get on the phone right now. He'll tell you what it is.
We live? Hello, who's this?
Yo, this is Rob calling from New Orleans.
Rob from New Orleans. Get it off your chest, bro.
Yo, what's up, man? What's up, Charlamagne, the other day?
Yeah.
I'm right here, my brother. What's happening? I'm going to be in New Orleans on September 20th at Baldwin Books, man.
Man, I was going to ask you about that, too, bro. Appreciate you for telling me. But, man, we got to stop with the truck driving slander, bro. Because, you know, down here in Louisiana, nobody can drive, you know. So, they see you in your company truck and stuff like that. They'll pull out in front of you, trying to get hit, trying to make a quick lick. So we got to put the other drivers on notice too, man.
Listen, man, I understand, and I did read something that it says, no, don't hang up on them, that regular cars cause truck drivers to have more accidents or something like that. But the Mack truck drivers, y'all have to be cautious of everything around y'all. Y'all driving them cars like they just Hondas or something, bro. You're not in a smart car when you're in a Mack truck.
Well, we got Waleska on the line. She's a female truck driver.
Oh, get him.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Are you in your truck now?
I am not in my truck. I'm on my way to my job right now.
Okay.
Okay, so what I wanted to get off my chest is that the caller that you guys had yesterday, and he was touching on training. Training is the most important part of my job. Now, I do one of the most dangerous trucking jobs there are. I deliver to gas stations, and the only reason why I have so much confidence to do my job safely is because of all the training, the safety training that I've had, and that's why I'm able to do my job safely. Now, when I went to trucking school, Charlamagne.
Yes, ma'am.
The teachers said that they preferred women, because I know you said, I hope that Mack trucker wasn't a woman. They prefer women because women are more responsible behind the wheel, especially when it comes to a tractor trailer. So I just want to say that to you.
Okay, I was just feeding into the stereotype that women can't drive. That's all.
Okay, no problem. But when it comes to trucking, it's something different. So I just wanted to let you guys know that there are drivers who are safe behind the wheel. We understand the responsibility that comes with the job, and we want to protect ourselves and also everybody else on the road so we can make it back home to our family.
Do you encourage me reporting people? Because I reported Xavier yesterday. I did call one of them hotline numbers and report Xavier.
I do encourage you because why are you driving like that?
I agree.
That's dangerous. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Very much.
Well, be safe on that road, mama.
All right, can I shout out my Instagram and my TikTok?
Of course.
Women can't drive Mack trucks at, what is it? What is it? 7.
First of all, I drive a Freightliner, so I don't like Mack trucks. Anyway, my TikTok and Instagram is A Schmegler Trucker.
Hey, Schmegler.
A Schmegler Trucker, just like that.
I like that.
Well, go follow me then. Thank you. Have a good day, guys.
I'm not even joking. I encourage everybody to call these hotline numbers on any Mack truck you see driving erratically. Okay? I don't care, because them trucks is huge and they cause a lot of problems on the road, and us regular folks is just driving our cars trying to get to where we going, and y'all got the biggest truck on the biggest vehicle on the road, and y'all acting like y'all driving little Hondas. I don't like it.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, you can hit us up. Now we got Jess with the Mess with Lola Rosa coming up.
We do. We are going to get into LeBron James and Bronny and what that dynamic is going to look like once they get on the court together.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren, you good?
I am great.
All right, let's get to Jess with the Mess with Lola Rosa.
News is real. Whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies. Don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mess.
On The Breakfast Club.
She's a coach of shit.
With Lauren LaRosa.
I'm back. And I got the mess.
Talk to me.
LeBron James is entering his 21st season, and this season is going to be a little different because he's going to be playing with his son, Bronny. As we all know, Bronny agreed to the $7.9 million 4-year contract, and they'll be on the same team with the Lakers. So people have been wondering, like, what is that dynamic going to be like? Because you're playing with dad, but on the court, it's like he can't be dad, but like he can be, or maybe not. So LeBron sat down for an interview on Uninterrupted, their show, and he talked about this. Let's take a listen.
Have you thought through, not relationship, because you'll always be his dad, he'll always be his son, but what's your working relationship? Is he going to call you dad at practice in the locker room?
No, we already laid that. No, he can't. We already laid that down. He cannot call me dad in the workplace. All right. Once we leave out of the private facility and the gates close, I could be dad again. In the car, if we ride together. Okay. At home, I could be dad. No, he got to call me like 2-3 or Brian.
Okay.
Or GOAT if he wants to. That's up to him. I mean, it's up to him. It's easy for me because I've been calling him Bronny for so long. Yeah. It's not like I've been calling, hey son. So it's easy for me. It's going to be the adjustment for him. But we cannot be running down the court. And he'd be like, Dad, push the ball up. Dad, I'm open. Dad, come on. Like, no, you cannot do that.
Yeah, on teams, players have nicknames, right? And some folks have personal nicknames for their teammates. You might have to say Pops. Pops, pass me the ball.
He could say Pops.
Pops.
No, I feel like they're going to give Bronny so much. Like, they're going to try to, like, little boy him if he out there calling LeBron James dad. Like, he got to be his own, like, person.
He going to get that regardless, though. He going to get that, number one, because he's a rookie, and number two, because he's LeBron James' son. They are not going to hold back on him at all. He's going to get it 10 times harder than a lot of people.
And I don't think he's gonna play that much. I don't think his first year he's gonna play that much. I think he's gonna play.
You don't think so?
No, he'll probably play in the G League for a while, and then when the Lakers are blowing somebody out, they'll put him in. But other than that, I don't think he's gonna get that much playing time as his first year.
Do we know yet how much the tickets for their first games are going for? Because doesn't that spike ticket prices when
$1 million? It's the Lakers. They're gonna be $1 million.
But is he starting on the Lakers or is he starting in the G League first?
I have no idea.
I don't know that either.
I think he might be starting with the G. I don't know, but usually they start on the G League until he gets, where he needs to be. But maybe he's there. I don't know.
Well, Mariah Carey's sister and her mother, yesterday we reported that they both passed away over the weekend on the same day. Mm-hmm. There has been an update. So TMZ did a story. They spoke to a source. And I guess, people were wondering what the relationship between Mariah Carey and her sister Allison was. prior to Allison's passing, because, you know, they have the history of Allison suing her back in 2021 for emotional distress because of some of the content in Mariah Carey's book. So according to this source that is supposed to be a close source, Mariah Carey did not have any contact whatsoever with her sister before her sister's death. We do know, as was mentioned yesterday, that Mariah Carey said herself that she had got to spend the week prior to her mom passing with her mother, but unfortunately not with her sister. And what they're pinning this on is the fact that her sister had a drug addiction, which drove a wedge in between Mariah Carey and her sister. They said that at one point in time, Mariah Carey was supporting her sister both financially and emotionally, but the addiction got to the point where Mariah Carey felt like she had to step back because she didn't want to enable her. And because of that stepping back, they had not spoken up and even at the time of her death. So
if you got an addiction, I'm not supporting you financially unless I'm supporting you in a rehab facility. Other than that, no.
And sometimes even when you're doing that, it's still tough because addiction is like such a big beast. You know what I mean? It's really not much that you can do, but, you know, still praying for her because it's still her sister at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So having to deal with that.
Her, yeah.
Naomi Osaka, the U.S. Open. So Naomi Osaka returned to the U.S. Open. She earned her first top 10 win in the last 4 years.
Wow. Congratulations to her.
Yes, please. Congratulations. I know that's right. All right, you better go ahead with the clap. So she will be now advancing to the second round of the U.S. Open after defeating the person who was in the number 10 spot, Jelena. I don't know how to say her last name. Pinko? I don't know.
Excuse me?
Pin what?
You said she what?
Pin what?
She defeated.
Sound like something you see on Pornhub.
She defeated JJ. No, first of all, I'm trying to figure out where I got that word from because it's not even spelled like that. All right, we're gonna move on.
Okay.
So Naomi Osaka has had like a rough couple of years. She had to take some time off. She was dealing with her mental health in 2021, and then she got pregnant, had a baby. After she had the baby, she talked about dealing with postpartum and basically not feeling like herself. She said she was missing, hits when she would go play tennis that she normally wouldn't miss. It was just different trying to get back into her groove. But my sister's back. And this is a big thing because she also has not gone past the second round in any major tournament since coming back from having her baby. So this will be her chance to,
that's dope.
Yeah, to be able to do that.
They were talking about her fit yesterday too. They was like she had a dope
fine.
fit. People were saying that it was an outfit that they don't usually wear on a tennis court, but it was dope.
Oh, it looked like a Tennessee outfit, but she did look good though.
So she back feeling like her is what she's saying.
Yeah, she's back feeling like her, and she said that she told herself she was going to be more confident this go round, and it worked. So I'm love to see it. In other news, Dame Dash owes a lot of money. He owes New York City $8.7 million in unpaid taxes.
Yikes.
I'm going to do a little breakdown here because it gets really steep. There's a lot of money owed to different people. So you guys know that Dame Dash right now is auctioning his part of Rockefeller, which is the big thing in that is his stake in Reasonable Doubt. So that has been like a big back and forth conversation because people are trying to figure out, since Biggs and Jay-Z are a part of the ownership as well, and you have to like vote on things in order to be able to use it, is it even worth buying the stake in Rockefeller? So Dame has been saying it is. It's a piece of history. You get chains with it as well. Right. All this stuff. So now Billboard has done a story where they basically are saying that a lot of the majority of the money from, not even majority, all of the money from the auction will go to money that is owed by Dame Dash to several different entities. So there is $8.7 million in unpaid taxes. There is $832,000 that he owes to a guy named Josh Weber. That's the guy that he was going back and forth with in court over the Dear Frank movie. There is $145,000 in unpaid child support between two women that he has kids with, Rachel Roy being one of them. And basically what is going to happen is at some point once the auction and everything is done, child support is going to come in and take their money first because
over the IRS.
Yes.
Oh wow, I thought the IRS was the bullies. I thought they come to the front of the line if you owe them money.
Well, they care about the kids first. They want to make sure the kids are okay and the kids are taken care of, and then they come and get their money.
Yeah. So the New York City Department of Social Service will actually have first dibs according to the court documents. Since Dame Dash owes a total of $145,096 in unpaid child support.
Lord,
yes. So then after that, the money's going to filter to everybody else. And again, he's looking at, they're saying like he could receive money from whatever is left. I don't know what's going to be left. I guess it all depends on what the auction goes for, because I broke it down here in like between child support, the IRS, the money he owes to the Josh Weber guy, and there's 2 different balances for the Weber guy. So he owes him the money for Dear Frank, but then he also owes him an additional $155,000 for an unpaid like photographer for something that they did with a photographer at one point, a woman named Monique.
And how much for the IRS again?
The IRS is $8.7 million in unpaid taxes. So
these are the things that they don't tell you, or maybe we don't talk about enough when we have conversations about being an entrepreneur and being your own boss. Because when you're your own boss, you have to be on top of all these things. Like, this is why I be warning a lot of these folks who be bragging about being their own boss and making their own money via all of these new platforms like podcasts, YouTube, etc. You got to pay your taxes.
You got to get an accountant. You got to get a team and make sure that you do what you're supposed to do with your money.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody all the time, don't laugh, learn. Like,
that's right.
It can happen to any one of us at any given time for not knowing the possible knowledge, and owing that much money is a stressor. It's difficult, and
that's right. You got these Patreon subscribers or these other subscriptions that you're doing, and you got people paying every month, and you making a lot of money. But are you paying your taxes? Are you on top of your taxes?
I just want to say too, the auction happening on August 29th, so tomorrow, at the Midtown Manhattan Hotel, the minimum bid is $1.2 million, and the prospective bidders are required to post at least $240,000 of a deposit to take part in the proceedings. So he could, depending on how interested people are in this and how bad they want it, he could get himself out of debt with this.
Well, the thing is, they gotta understand what the value of is, and I don't know, but you gotta what's the value of that Rockefeller, 33% of that Rockefeller. What entities are owned under that? I know Jay-Z is supposed to get ownership back after 35 years. I don't know if that's true or not. So it's just figuring out what the value of is, and any businessman will figure out what the value is to see if it's a great investment or not.
Yeah, but best of luck to him.
Yep. All right. Well, that is Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRose. So when we come back, we got front page news, and then Tamika Mallory will be joining us. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren is filling in for Jess, and let's get back in some front page news. What's up, Morgan?
Yeah, let's do it. So Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, she says the High Court needs to be prepared to respond to this year's presidential election.
Duh.
She told... Yeah, you love that one, Charlamagne, right? She told CBS News there are legal issues that arise out of the political process that could end up before the Supreme Court. Jackson's interview comes as she's about to release her memoir, Lovely One. Jackson also addressed her strong dissent from the court's ruling that former presidents have broad immunity. So, yeah, we might see a little fight amongst the SCOTUSes.
Hey, listen, I've been saying my biggest concern is that all over the country, come November, Republicans will refuse to certify the results of the election, and the Supreme Court, which is no longer a legitimate institution, will be right there with them every step of the way. We all know Trump is going to challenge the election results, and the Supreme Court overturning the results of the election is a high possibility just because that's Trump's court. Okay, it's really just that simple. So that's the one thing I believe everybody should be raising hell about. Like, they keep using all of this little cute language, like be prepared to respond, or, we know they're going to challenge. No, they're going to attempt to steal. Okay?
Stop the steal. Use it anyways. But yeah, it sounds like she's heard you. Your calls have been heard, and you maybe at least have one person on the bench that can hear you. She's out of Florida. So speaking of Florida, Democrats in Florida seem to think that the state is up for grabs. State Democratic Party Chair Nikki Fried believes Trump running ads in the state is very telling. And Florida for Harris Walls State Director Jasmine Burney Clark claims Democrats are energized. Let's hear more comments from them.
Donald Trump is in trouble in Florida, and the Trump campaign is realizing that they can't win the presidency without the Sunshine State. Since their last poll, Trump has gained 0 ground with Florida voters.
Trump's fatigue is real. It's setting in across the state and the nation. His tired, divisive politics just don't cut it anymore. It's clear that while Donald Trump takes Florida for granted, we are just getting started. So we're reaching out to every voter, ensuring Floridians know VP Harris is fighting for reproductive freedom, lowering healthcare costs, affordable housing, and safer communities.
Yeah, so currently in the state of Florida, the Trump-Vance ticket continues to lead Harris and Walz by 4 percentage points, according to the Public Policy Polling Survey. And Trump also has begun to run campaign ads across the state, as previously mentioned. Democrats say Trump takes Florida for granted in their party. And again, Trump won Florida in 2016 and 2020.
Yeah, the last time Democrats won Florida was 08 and 012 with Obama. Listen, man, we all know the craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida. Whenever I'm in Florida, especially certain parts of Florida, last time I was in Florida, I think I was in Tampa. It looked like MAGA country to me.
It does.
I mean, they be out there with the MAGA paraphernalia, the hats, the shorts. I mean, full outfits. Like, I didn't know MAGA had full sets.
I've been seeing it a lot in Jersey, though, too. I've been seeing a lot in Jersey, though, too.
Not like Florida. No, not like Florida.
I don't need to go there before.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot in Jersey. A lot of flags. I've been seeing a lot of Jersey and Pennsylvania heavy, too.
Yeah, I saw, though, in the beginning of everything with Kamala, the villages, they came out for her.
What's the villages?
It's in Florida. It's like a big retirement area where like a lot of people move to retire. It's like a huge community of people, and they had like golf carts. Everybody had their Kamala stuff out, like when she first announced the presidency.
Yeah, I'm not saying it can't be done, but boy, I don't see it now.
Florida, we watching you. Well, just some more news you could use. Local news for New York with the start of school around the corner. U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is calling for free meals for all school children in New York. Speaking at a Manhattan high school, the Democrat said that they have seen the important differences this has made for students in New York City, which already offers universal school meals thanks to funding set aside in last year's spending plan. Let's hear more from Gillibrand.
Studies show that when students have access to free school meals, they do better in school. They have better attendance rates. They have better health. They have fewer behavioral incidents and reduced suspensions. I think it put this issue front and center for all Americans to understand how important it is. And it's one that New York City has already been a leader on, which is really important because we want to make sure we can export this to our entire state, thanks to more than $130 million in funding included in last year's spending plan. And here in New York City, schools like this one have been giving students free meals since 2017.
Dropping the clues bombs for those brothers and sisters. You know how hard it is to think straight when you're hungry.
Yeah.
You know, when you're starving, absolutely. Do you know how hard it is to do anything other than think about wanting to eat? You know, a lot of us grew up on free breakfast. We grew up on free lunch, especially in the summer. So I think that is something that everybody should be. Like, that should be a no-brainer.
And not only that, that's one responsibility parents don't have to worry about in the morning. If they can't afford food, if they can't afford to pay for lunch, can't afford to pay for dinner, that's something that they know is taken care of by the schools. And I love that.
Or if they have the time.
Yeah, and this bill would expand to the rest of the state, providing students with that breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack free of charge, regardless of income. So they could be the kids could be coming home and feeding y'all. So that's absolutely. That is a good thing. And in unfortunate news out of Atlanta, 2 people are dead and 1 is seriously injured after a plane tire exploded at a Delta maintenance facility near Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, very busy airport. The incident reportedly happened as the plane's tire was being removed. A Delta employee and a contractor were killed and a second airline worker, was hurt. Delta is working with local authorities to investigate what happened. FlightAware shows the Boeing 757-200 plane arrived at the airport from Las Vegas just before 9 p.m. local time.
That's crazy.
So, it's very sad.
Absolutely.
Lord have mercy.
And continue to pray for those impacted by that. And we will keep you up. I will keep you posted and updated on how that story develops. That's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. Follow me on socials at Morgan Media. And for more news coverage, be sure you're following the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
All right. Now, when we come back, Tamika, Mallory, and Angelo Pinto will be joining us. Got a lot to discuss, from DMC to voting to her new project. So don't go anywhere. Tamika, Mallory, Angelo Pinto. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess. And we got some special guests joining us this morning. We have Tamika D. Mallory. Welcome back.
What's good, family?
And Angelo Pinto. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Now, how you guys feeling? How y'all feeling?
Good. Ready for the fight every day.
Mm-hmm.
We're feeling good. I mean, we're in an important political moment, trying to keep our eyes focused on election and just, be present for our folks.
I saw you at the DNC last week, Tamika, as an activist. What did you see at the DNC that you liked? What did you see that you didn't like?
I mean, I thought the DNC was important. I've been doing this for a long time, as you know, so I have been to a number of conventions, and I get the importance of bringing the base together. And that was certainly the case. I think Chicago also did a really good job of moving people around, by the way. And so I thought that was good. It was an opportunity to see a lot of political operatives and have an opportunity to talk to them directly about issues. And, you know, people walk in the halls. They didn't have a million security folks around them stopping them from talking to the people. So I thought that was good. You know, obviously Michelle Obama was the highlight. I think they gave her enough time and space, it seemed, because it's no way that she articulated her speech the way that she did without it being her. Like, it had to be her words. She had to be involved in. Nobody wrote that and gave it to her.
Yeah.
And so she really did her thing. I thought that, you know, the former president, Barack Obama, should have had her speak after him.
Oh, like, he should have opened for her. I agree.
She was a closer.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
You know, she was incredible. I mean, I went back and I listened to his speech as well, because I think being in the space with all the people screaming and everything that was happening from Michelle's speech, that I didn't hear him well enough. So I went back to really listen to what he said. And they was both out there like they were firing. But of course, what I didn't like is I don't feel like enough folks were talking about police accountability. I thought Sonia Massey's name should have come up many times, because you know, this is a sister that just recently you know, was shot by that officer in her face. And so I thought that more people should have been talking about that. You know, I noticed that they brought out the officer with the weapon on the stage. There was a lot of like military kind of, you know, even the vice president saying that we're going to make sure we have like a lethal military. That type of language is triggering, particularly to, you know, our communities, because we're already dealing with militarized policing, and we're looking to find ways to reduce it versus, you know, more. But I do also understand that she has to be very clear that she's able to run the most powerful nation, as they say, in the world.
Because the world is volatile right now, so she got to put all the other countries on alert. The Russias, the Chinas, the North Koreas.
And we about the business.
So it's bigger, you know, it's a macro and a micro, but I still think that a part of the micro that we as Black people are living under this military or militarized government. I think that, you know, if we could fix that, we might be able to deal with some of the external stuff that's happening around us. So it's a big political discussion that, you know, hopefully we will continue to have. Well, we will, because, you know, we're going to push the issues.
But let me ask now. So, you know, this conversation has been a conversation we've been having for a while now, and it's recently reignited the last couple of days, especially with Plies, that people feel like they shouldn't question the vice president, right? What are your thoughts on that? You know, I think we all feel up here that you question any politician. It doesn't matter if they black, white, green, or yellow. If you have a problem or you want to know about your interests, there's no problem with questioning them.
Well, first of all, shout out to my brother Plies. I love him. And like this brother over here, I debate with both of them back and forth
As
on
you
issues
should.
all the time. That's what we do.
Correct.
Charlamagne's the only boss I ever had that I could go,
not your boss.
I could debate with all the time, right? I just hit him up. You know, I don't agree. You know, I think I see both points. On one hand, what I believe, and I'm not going to speak for Plies, but I do see him online and some of the traction and traffic that he gets. And what I think he is leaning into is the idea that people are questioning her for the wrong reasons. It's the intention behind the way in which they're pressing the vice president. And they did the same thing to Barack Obama, and then trying to, you know, of course, they're not black enough. They're, you know, they're not qualified and all of that. So I think that that's part of the statement that he made. But at the same time, I come from the idea that we can never, ever stop putting pressure on elected officials. We have to be questioning them at all points, but we also have to be very genuine about what we're questioning, why we're questioning it, and is it leading to an end, or are we just doing it to find ways to discredit someone who's in a position of leadership? So I see both sides of it, and I think either way you go, and I understand the point is that at this moment she is talking about policy, but I've heard her talk about a number of issues that these things are priorities of hers. You
rebuilding
know,
the middle class,
absolutely,
the opportunity for everybody to own a home, own a business,
talking about economic issues,
That's
talking
right.
about women's right to choose, talking about things happening overseas, talking about Israel, Palestine. I mean, we hear those things coming from her. Now, over time, she's going to have to break it down, and there's going to be interviews and debates and all of that. But I also went back and listened to other speeches because I was like, let me see if I'm missing that these other presidential candidates have just been talking about all this policy stuff on the acceptance night of the nomination, and it hasn't been there. That's not what they do.
I think the other piece too that Plies and others,
Angelo Pinto, by the way,
yes, are talking about is this idea that if you're going to question her, question everybody.
Yeah, keep the same energy.
Exactly.
But
do y'all feel? I was gonna say, do y'all feel
Trump
like
is getting the same kind of energy?
I don't know about
especially
Trump,
from black folks.
But here's the thing: most black people I know aren't supporting Trump. We're supporting the Democrats.
Right.
So we pressure the party that we support the most.
Right.
And that's been going on since 2016, as far as at least I see.
Right.
That we made these people step up and have to come with black agendas, which they never had before, because we started asking questions and pressuring them.
I think it's a two-way street. I think because it's a black presidential candidate, she's going to have a particular kind of scrutiny that they should have. But I think there's scrutiny that comes to her just because she's a black woman.
Yeah.
That I think in many ways is misplaced. And I think what some folks are saying, be honorable in your questioning, right? And don't let your questioning come from a place of gender or race-based bias, because white candidates, even though they may be questioned, they're not going to get that. And I think that's what some folks are saying. And I think that's why Michelle Obama was important. She's saying her and her husband have been here before. They've seen not just the political components of what's going to happen, but they've seen some of the hate components that she's going to have to endure that make her political trajectory harder and more difficult. But also, the American public's perspective is going to be skewed because of race. This isn't simply looking at a political candidate and saying, what are their policies? We're saying, this is a black woman.
Okay.
And what does that mean for us? And should we trust a black woman? Can a black woman lead? And I think that's some of the questioning that we're seeing, that we're saying, we don't know if you should ask those questions.
But you know
at
what?
this point.
With Joe Biden, we asked questions that people were upset that we asked.
Oh, they hated that too.
You know, when we asked him,
I get it.
like when we asked about early signs of dementia, whoa, you shouldn't be asking that. Well, I'm like, it shows that he doesn't look as well as he did 3 years ago.
Some
People
of
are
it is
mad
how
about
you
that.
ask the questions too, because I think sometimes it's an attack.
It's the intention behind it, and you can tell. I mean, come on, like we listen to people, and we know that part of the questioning is really for them to say, "We don't like you, Kamala Harris." Period. So, nothing that you do will we ever be okay with, because we don't like you. There are people, both black, white, all kinds of folks who don't want women to be in positions of power. They don't want a woman president, a female president, and that's it. So I get the balance of both, but I also understand that we have to always question and demand. And it's the way that it's done in an organized fashion is what makes it real.
All right, we have more with Tamika, Mallory, and Angelo Pinto. When we come back, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess. And we're still kicking it with Tamika, Mallory, and Angelo Pinto. Charlamagne?
I always feel like they end up pointing the finger at black men. Right? Because that was the other thing I had, the problem I had with Plies David. He said black men. He started with black men who look like me are quick to ask, if Kamala wants my vote, she needs to explain herself to me what she's going to do for black people. Number one, I don't understand why black men are always getting the finger pointing at us when we're the second largest voting bloc of Democrats.
Yep.
Like, I don't understand why all of a sudden it's black men are the problem.
Well, I would hope that Plies would come up here and y'all would have this conversation directly, because, I'm sure, again, I've been on his page a lot and I see the feedback, and my son is kind of in the same boat, if you will, because he's been communicating a lot with black men, and there's a different energy around Kamala Harris that they both are experiencing, right? Like, just dealing with, you don't go on the internet arguing with Johnny and Tutu all day. That's not your thing. Well, some of them are actually not bots, because I've seen several of my son's friends questioning, why are you supporting her, blah, blah, blah. So there is, and I'm not saying that the issue is what the media and others are trying to put forward, that black men, or just this overwhelming number of black men, won't support her or are with Trump, right? I don't believe that that's true, but the numbers are increasing. Their numbers are increasing, and
that's what they say.
And there are reasons. Well, I mean, I can tell because in my own family, I know what I know the difference between the way black women and black men in my family are speaking. I can see my cousin starting to be like, well, you know, Trump, and I have more money in my pocket, and, you know, it's a different feeling. So I can see it on a real level, right? And I want to see my brothers be more organized, the way that black women have organized ourselves. Nonetheless, when I go and read the platform of all these different candidates, you see a void in how they speak to and address the needs of black men.
Well, you said you guys were having conversations with men. Like, I feel like people are not listening to Kamala. It's like the people that I talk to that say they're voting for Trump, the stuff that they're saying, I'm like, she's speaking to that. So why don't you see it or hear it from her? What can she do better strategy-wise or marketing-wise to kind of make black men be like, hold on?
Democrats do a terrible job at marketing themselves.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's really bad. Like, you know, it's just, you know, they have to do a better job of putting out there the things that they've been able to do. I was just looking, you know, before coming here at the Safest Community Act, right? This is billions of dollars that they have allocated to grassroots organizations and others that are in the gun violence prevention space and in the community safety space, right? You would never know that. You would never know that it happened because they do a terrible job, but also they just do at messaging. And by the way, let me just be honest, I do a terrible job at it as well. We do a lot of work and we hardly tell people about all the things that we're involved in. People say to me all the time, like, why? Because sometimes when your head is down and you're doing the work, you forget about the marketing component, and a lot of us don't even want the clickbait of it all. Like, nobody wants to sit there and sometimes I get so frustrated because I'm like, damn, I left my comment section open and it's going wild. It's 2,000 comments in there, and the Trump trolls or Trump people supporters, they're in my comments. Whatever their talking points, they in on it.
That's right.
But looking for the people who are supposed to be on the more liberal progressive side to come in there is very difficult. Like, it's always imbalanced. So we have to find a better way to get the information out about what is happening. But I would say that trust and believe. As I left the house this morning, they were on CNN talking about the vice president sitting down for interviews. This is something that she's going to have to do, which I'm sure they're working on, and she's going to have to break down, because they are going to question her like they have never questioned a presidential candidate before in life, and she's going to have to answer the question.
But people also want to see, there's another piece, and we see this all the time when you do policy, there's an implementation piece.
Right.
So people like to hear you care about an issue, but how are you going to make an issue happen? Because we care about many things, but what are you going to make actually happen, and how are you going to do so as part of what's behind? I don't know if you support it, because it's like saying, in your household, I support my children eating right, but you buy junk food. Right. It's like your actions have to show how you actually support it. And a lot of people's questioning is coming from a place that says, you're saying this, but you're doing that.
Right.
You're not prioritizing the things you say you support. So that's another, I think, level of political accountability. And people may not be asking the right question, but they're really saying, so you say you support reparations, tell me how, and now show me how, and a timeline in which you're going to implement it. And I think that's what folks want to see. Yes.
Now, what's our Project Freedom?
So I'm going to read a few of the things on Project Freedom. And one of the things I'll say before I even do that is Project Freedom on some level was a response to Project 2025. Ooh. So folks started to hear a lot about this plan to roll back rights, to attack particular groups. And part of what we said is that we wanted to respond to that because we're in an important political moment. But also, Project Freedom is a political platform or policy that we said we would like to see whoever comes into office adopt. Because there are certain things that we know are important that should happen. Some of those things are an end to gun violence, end to mass incarceration, end of police brutality, strengthening and pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, providing a pathway to citizenship, ending the war in Palestine and Sudan, protecting Black history, provide a reparations for slavery, offer free college and trade school, cancel student debt, pass the John Lewis Voter Rights Act, launch automatic voter registration, restore individuals' voting rights, reform the Supreme Court, expand child tax credits, and provide guaranteed annual income. So it's a lot of things in there, but part of what we're trying to convey to folks is that it isn't enough to just have one policy, but you must really have a political platform that someone can adopt that creates wide and sweeping changes. The other piece is that we know a lot of these issues are connected, and how you spend your money in one place will tell us how you can spend or can't spend money in other places. So we're trying to provide a comprehensive platform that, one, creates political education, but also a standard that we can hold folks who come into office.
All right, we have more with Angelo, Pinto, and Tamika Mallory. When we come back, it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Laura LaRosa filling in for Jess, and we're still kicking it with Tamika Mallory and Angelo Pinto. Charlamagne?
I was talking to my guy, Gary Chambers Jr. yesterday, and he was saying, one of the mistakes that folks make is they'll ask questions like, what have you done over the last 3.5 years or 4 years? He said, instead of asking those questions, you should be just going to them saying, hey, this is what you should be doing. Here's the agenda that we want you to implement.
Yeah, and Project Freedom is important to us because we know as we travel this country, we're going to be out there knocking on doors. We knock on doors all year round. So this is not like a thing that happens when it's a presidential election or some political person that we want to get in or take out. We do it all the time. We are always engaging our people. And when we're knocking on doors, people they hear you. They know Project 2025 is bad. They understand it. They've seen it on the news. Their grandmama's talking about it. People, what do they call it? It's black folks gonna shorten something. Project 25. We don't say 2025. Project 25. And so people know that, but they are gonna ask you, and they should. What do we have? You're in the room with these people, Tamika Mallory, Angelo Pinto, my son, Linda. Y'all are talking to these people. What are you offering? What are you demanding? What are you asking for? And we wanted to make sure, along with our partners, I have to mention Michael Blake, Reverend Stephen Green, Pastor Michael McBride, DeWanna Thompson, of course, our sister Linda Sarsour. This platform is something that all of us have worked on because we've been doing this work, and we know the legislative items that are already out there that could help to alleviate some of the suffering that our communities are talking about. We know how they can be strengthened. We understand that passing the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act as it currently stands will not work because one, it has been watered down so much in order to appease the Republicans who never signed it anyway. So I have no idea. Senator Cory Booker was working with Senator Tim Scott, and every day we were all advocating for what we wanted to be in the bill, and they kept saying that Tim Scott had this idea, or he's trying to make the bill this way or that way in order to appease the Republican leadership. And I kept saying Tim Scott cannot get anything done if white people don't tell him what to do. So let's stop. It's a game that's being played, and of course the bill fell through, and it has sort of been dead since since we were out there in 2021. Now, President Biden did sign an executive order, but what we know about executive orders, they only last to the extent that the next administration wants to keep that legislation, and it only focused on federal legislation. We need to get things happening in these states, and we have to be able to hold these police departments accountable. Let me just say this last thing. Last week, people were heartbroken to see that there has been yet another setback in the case of the killing of Breonna Taylor. And so there was two federal charges that the judge dismissed, and of course they continuously blame Kenny Walker, which is disrespectful and disingenuous, because nobody in that building heard the police officers announce themselves and to say who they were at the door. And I don't know where these other people live, but I know in black people's homes, if you knock on the door and don't say who you are when we say who it is, we're not opening the door for you. In fact, we finna get quiet, move around, try to make sure we're out the way of the door. That's what we do. That's what they did. But also in the state of Kentucky, these people pass laws and then they get mad at you for following it. You are allowed to fire a warning shot inside of your home if you feel in danger. That is what Kenny Walker did. He did nothing wrong. So we saw the setback where this 80-year-old conservative judge dismissed these two charges, which are, again, the federal charges, which would have been felonies, right? There's still charges that those officers are facing, but it took him 2 years, and for whatever reason, they decide to announce this the day after the DNC. Maybe it's conspiracy. I don't know, but it's just very interesting. It took him 2 years.
I've been sitting here waiting to ask you about Breonna Taylor because for me, I've been reporting on this case since it first started having a conversation, and people have continuously said if there were a video, things would be different. Now we're here, right, where the charges are being dropped, and like there'll probably have to be an appeal, which is going to stress things out, which is like heartbreaking for the family. I feel like it's a public trust thing now. Like, do you feel like this is going to shake public trust, even when it comes to like Kamala? Because people are going to be looking at her like, I mean, you're a black woman now. Like, we don't have the luxury to say, well, Biden, he's there, but he does what he can do, but he doesn't get it. Like,
well, by the way, it is, and I think that was one of the things that was missing from her speech. Again, I feel like she should have named Breonna Taylor, Sonia Massey. On other issues, she was very, very strong, and I would like to see the same energy around police accountability. And I know there are some of my people, especially my elders, who will be like, well, that may not have been the time or place, and we debate that. Always say we don't have not the time or place, and we have to wait until, and it's gonna happen later.
They said that in 2020 at her debate, because I was listening to an old podcast me, Bakari, and Ebony K. Williams did, and that's one of the things that Ebony brought up. She wished she had spoken to Breonna Taylor more, because I guess it came up during the Mike Pence debate. I forgot what the context was.
Absolutely. So I think that should have happened, but I just want to say, to drill down this point, it's not that I'm not thinking objectively about what Trump can do, or that I'm listening to some, misinformation on the internet. I'm telling you about what was happening when he was president.
So what do y'all think the Democrats need to do to win this election in November?
Oh, they got to, let me tell you, do not translate excitement at a convention, or even excitement about, her ascension to the top of the ticket to votes. Because you got to knock on doors. You have to go out and educate people. And you have to make sure that there's resources on the ground.
Come on now.
Right? And we're not talking about on the ground. Like, there's some people that claim they're on the ground.
No, like tangible.
But we're talking about under the root. They say there's the grass root, and then there's under the root. There's the people, right? Those people have to have the resources that they need to be able to knock on doors. You need credible messengers. This whole process of we got to vet everything and everybody, and if you had this issue or that, we got to stay away from you, and we have to do that. One day I'll tell my story about what happened to me during the Stacey Abrams campaign. In fact, it's in my book.
The new book?
In the new book.
The new book that's coming out? How about that?
What's the date of the new book? Might as well plug it right now. The new book comes out when?
It's called I Live to Tell This Story, and it's going to be released in the winter. By the way, Stacey Abrams had nothing to do with this, but I talk about me being held or told not to come to Georgia at all. Don't even step foot in the state during the time in the last few days of her election. And the folks saying it to me, they really did have good intention. You know what I mean? So I'll tell y'all.
Can they pre-order now or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay,
not
yet.
Right.
Well, how can people follow you and support you if need be?
If you want to follow me, and by the way, let me go back and say my book's name is I Live to Tell This Story. The cover is amazing. It's about to drop. I'm really excited about it. This book is not a political book. It is, there is some political commentary in there, but this book is my memoir. It's about my life. And that's why I say I live to tell this story. And I hope that people will pick it up so that you can learn more about me outside of what you read online, or even when you see me in the street. There's a lot of stuff about imposter syndrome and other things that I have been through in my life that have helped me come to this point. So make sure you guys stay with the journey for the new book. You can go to @Tamika D. Mallory on Instagram. Follow us, Until Freedom. We're on untilfreedom.com. We're at Until Freedom. And unfortunately, I'm one of those people that gets in the comments to cuss your ass back out. So
someone might talk about your mama if you talk about us.
I said it the other day. The man said, you an airhead. I said, me and your mama. We two of a kind.
Together as one.
Jesus. All right. Well, it's Tamika D. Mallory, Angelo, Pinto. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
News is real. Whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mess.
On the Breakfast Club.
She's a coach issue.
With Lauren LaRosa.
I'm back. And I got the mess.
Talk to me.
Alrighty, y'all. We have some new couples happening. So Cynthia Bailey.
You ain't one of them. I'm sorry.
Damn.
I ain't say that out loud.
You know what? When I start celebrating all of my wedding and my happiness, I'm keeping you away.
Okay.
You're so angry.
I didn't even say that out loud. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it, because I got something for you at the end of this. So Cynthia Bailey, she sat down. She was doing an interview, and she talked about the fact that she has a new boo. She's in a relationship of sorts, and this is the first time she's publicly talked about being in a relationship since her leaving Mike Hill. You can play it.
I have met someone I met someone who lives in Amsterdam, but he comes to visit me a lot, and it's been
Hot.
4 consistent months.
That's hot.
And I really like him.
How often does he fly here?
He's been here like 3 times in 4 months.
Wow.
Like after talking on the phone, he came to see me in like 2 weeks.
But you're not exclusive, right? You're still keeping things open.
Well, we are official and we are exclusive, but like, you know, I'm normally like on Instagram going, yay, here's my guy. And I have hashtags and I just do the most when I'm in love because I'm a lover of love.
But you're not going to do that this time.
I'm not doing any of that. Like Secret Squirrel, we have been creeping all over the place. No one has caught us yet.
Were you guys tuned in to Real Housewives when her and Mike Hill were together?
No.
Nope.
Okay, well, let me tell you. Sounds like she might be getting herself back into the kind of a similar situation because that was also a long distance relationship. But
that's long distance though. Across the pond.
Her and Mike Hill were just LA, Georgia, across the pond to Georgia or wherever she is now. That's a bit much, but I am wishing her the best because I think Cynthia Bailey deserves it. She is like a super lovey girl. But also on the new couple radar, Meg Thee Stallion and Torrey Craig, who played for the Bulls, who right now plays for the Bulls. And this is really big for Megan. She posted a TikTok video, but then it was later deleted. It's no longer on her TikTok. And they were playing the couples game. And in the game, it was like revealed that they are at the point where they're telling each other that they love each other. You know that game where you're like, who said I love you first? Who this? Who that? Now, I thought it would be cute because I know we have a couple in the room.
That baby going to be 6'11".
Yeah, because he's 6'5".
Absolutely. Oh, no. So, yeah, he probably about 6'7".
About 6'6", 6'7". Yeah.
Okay, because online says 6'5". Also, his birthday is December 19th. He's a Sag, so I know my girl's having a lot of fun over there. Happy for her. But I want to play the couples game. I want y'all to play the couples game.
I don't play couples games with people who ain't not a couple.
Okay, we're going to do it anyway. So, this is how the game goes.
I don't play couples games with single people.
You love putting your big nose in everybody else's couple of business. So, we're going to do this game. So,
we gay, who cares?
Look at you, Art. I mean, listen, you going off with the audios today. You had that ready. So the way that this game goes is they're going to ask you some questions.
Who's going to ask questions?
There's going to be an audio that you're going to hear. And when the audio comes on, it's going to ask you guys some questions. The couple in the room. You guys have to point.
I don't play couples games with single people.
You play a lot of games about
I'm not doing this.
You play. I'm not in the game. It's y'all two. Y'all in a couple. I have nothing to do with this.
Okay.
Yeah, you all in somebody else's business. Worry about your own, Envy. So, the audio is going to drop. You guys have to point to each other to answer the question of who does what. Okay? Y'all ready?
Go
ahead.
Most likely challenge couples edition. Who's most likely to get arrested?
Point.
Who's the better kisser? Who said I love you first?
Who said I love you first?
Too fast.
Who starts the most arguments? Who needs the most attention? Who's the better cook? Who's the most spoiled? Who's the funniest?
Wait, can we
Who
pause?
has the better...
It's going too fast. It's going too fast. I liked it.
You liked it, didn't you?
No, but we got to answer. They can't see me. They can't see the fingers.
I love how you were so invested in your relationship. They need to see you. I know that's right. Okay. Can we slow it down a little bit so that he can profess
I didn't like
his
that
love?
first question. That first question was crazy.
And he pointed right at me.
And then you pointed at yourself.
No, you did. No, he got it. I didn't even think about that one. Be my bad. My bad, bro. All right, we gonna try this one more time. Now, this time around, I need you to actually look up and look at your partner in the eye, Charlamagne.
I don't have a partner in this room. I have professional partners. My partner's at home.
We don't get into your professional business. We can't slow it.
This is crazy.
We can't slow it, but I mean, at least you participated.
At least I got somebody to play with. Home and at work.
You set yourself up for that.
I didn't even think about it. I literally didn't even think about it. It's fine.
Oh my goodness.
Don't even worry about it, because I promise you, when I get my person, he ain't coming nowhere near this room with Charlamagne at all.
Charlamagne said you're never gonna get a person, so he's never coming in.
Never gonna get it. 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 Never gonna get it.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
That's right.
Yo, I love and hate y'all at the same time. All right. Alicia Keys, speaking of couples, Alicia Keys has some comments about DJs, which is crazy because her man is a DJ. But she has some comments.
Started off as a DJ, yep.
She has some comments, and I thought it was interesting. Let's take a listen.
What the DJs actually do? Like, I don't think they're remixing the song on the spot. I'm pretty sure they've, like, programmed it ahead of time. So what are they actually doing? Are they just turning up the volume, turning down the volume, or are they pressing like and then just dancing and like what the do DJs actually do?
DJ Envy.
Yes, ma'am.
Answer, what do DJs do?
I mean, the DJ broke her record. Her first record that came out, the what with the ODB sample, DJs broke that record.
Do you remix on the spot?
I'm not a remixer. I'm not a producer. I'm a DJ. I play records, the soundtrack of the streets that make people want to dance, to move their bodies, to groove.
I feel like I need more context. I feel like Alicia Keys.
I feel like that's something that came out of a TikTok challenge that she was joking, because I think Alicia Keys would know the importance of a DJ. She is from New York. Her man started off as a DJ, so I feel like it's coming from some parties.
You go to a party, the DJ's playing the music. That's what I'm saying. I need more context. That don't sound like Alicia Keys. Something ain't right with that.
Something sounds a little.
It would have to be, though, especially too with her
difficult.
being like a music artist. She would have to understand. But also, too, you said you don't remix stuff on the spot. I thought that's like just a part of a DJ thing. Like when they make you know how the words be blending together and all
That's
that?
a blend. That's music, but not a remix as in.
Oh, okay.
That I'm not changing up the beats at a party. DJs blend, DJs produce, DJs, there's a bunch of different DJs that do different things. But
that's the biggest thing I would say DJs do. DJs play music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially at parties. You can't have a party without a DJ.
As I said, this has to come from someplace else. This was a TikTok challenge that she did something like, it doesn't sound right, especially with Swizz, her husband, starting off as a DJ and still DJing.
I need more context.
We'll get more. In the meantime, I can't believe how y'all just acted in that challenge. Y'all really love each other.
You just want me to remind you that you single yet again.
I'm not you don't got to remind me
We did
of
not have to go back
nothing.
to that.
Listen, the more you do that, I'm not even going to put myself on the spot like that.
Your mama said she want more grandkids. She relying on you. She was up here earlier this week, okay?
Why she relying on me?
Mama Lois said she want more grandkids, okay?
I'm like calling in the seventh man. Like, I barely made it off the bench. Don't rely on me. All right, y'all. We gone. They wrapping it up.
When reality sets in.
All right.
Just wrap it up.
Did you wait?
If you think you're alone.
Honestly, I want to go back to
reality
yesterday
sets
when
in.
he didn't know how to play nothing. Now he gonna play
Lord
left.
have mercy.
It's fine.
Lord have
All right. Well,
It's
thank you
fine.
for Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa. All right, Charlamagne, who you giving that donkey to?
Listen, 4 after the hour, man. We need a woman named Tamantha McPherson of Arkansas to come to the front of the congregation. What is happening to her is absolutely one of my worst nightmares, but it is a teachable moment. We'll discuss.
All right. We'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Some donkey todays just saw themselves.
I've been watching Charlamagne. I was ready for it.
I just had to rekindle the trauma.
What is it? Say it again, Charlamagne. I'm a donkey.
Yes. You are a donkey.
Everything that Charlamagne is saying is true.
Yes, donkey today for Wednesday, August 28th goes to 58-year-old Tamantha McPherson of Arkansas. Tamantha, you are too grown to be making rookie mistakes. Okay, now Tamantha is a connoisseur of edibles. Okay, edibles are all the rage now. All right, marijuana is legal in 38 states for medical reasons and about 24 states for recreational purposes. I am an edible user. Okay, only on weekends when I want to relax. Started doing it during the pandemic when my anxiety was through the roof. Okay, I was having trouble sleeping. Had a friend of mine who was in the cannabis business, and he also deals with anxiety. And he put me onto some good old indica. Okay, once I learned my dosage, which is about 5 to 10 milligrams, I was good. I don't do it every day. I only do it on weekends, and I enjoy it. Okay, Tyson Bites, Punch Bar Chocolates, and Wild Edibles are my favorites, if you must know. I'm saying all that for you to understand what happened to Tamantha is one of my worst nightmares, but it's a teachable moment for us all. See, Tamantha is an owner of a in-home daycare. Okay, you already know where this is going. And she's been charged after 2 kids, a 2-year-old and a 15-month-old, allegedly ate marijuana gummies while in her care. Yes, according to KY3, investigators said on April 3rd, the parents of a 2-year-old picked her up from daycare and noticed she was not acting like herself. They took her to the hospital, and lab test results came back to show the young lady had marijuana in her system. On April 5th, authorities got another call about a second daycare victim. These parents told police that when they picked up their 15-month-old boy from the daycare, he was acting unusual. Okay, they took the child to a pediatrician who did a blood test. The result came back positive for marijuana as well. Authorities interviewed McPherson, and she said she takes THC gummies and stores them in the kitchen area. Deputy said that's the same area where the kids eat and play. Okay, McPherson told investigators there are around 8 kids at the daycare, and the 58-year-old woman also told investigators she buys the gummies in Missouri and brings them back to Arkansas. This is why parents have to have a mini fridge in their rooms with a lock on it. Okay, or if you have a fridge outside in the garage like I do, put them in there. These edibles look like candy. They taste like candy. They're gummies. They're chocolates. Kids will be attracted to that like a rapper under 25 is attracted to fentanyl. And when I tell you as a parent, these are things I think about because I got small kids in the house. There is no reason that you, Symantha, shouldn't be thinking about these things too, okay? Especially when you have an in-home daycare. Listen, adults, we grown. Okay, we can do what grown folks do. We know we grown and we can do all the grown things we want. But in the process of doing our grown activities like the edibles, we have to think about protecting our kids and furthermore, protecting our peace. Because when I'm high and my mind gets to wandering, I start thinking about my thing. I start thinking about things like, I start thinking about things my child would ask me normally, which can blow your high. But imagine if they accidentally got in your stash and got high. The questions they would ask. Now, where's my man, Big Mac? Mac, hit the wobble. Oh, ain't no wobble? Oh, I'm sorry.
He had all my songs earlier that y'all was traumatizing me, but
wobble,
he better had a wobble.
Wobble, baby, wobble. I'll sing it.
Now, Mac, you pretend to be high toddler 1. I'll be high toddler 2. Let's blow our parents high with questions. Go.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Mommy.
Oh, give me some music first.
Oh, yeah, let's set the vibe.
Give me some music. Turn that up a little bit. Ooh, that's Rugrats. Yeah. Okay, I like that. Okay.
Mommy, is Blue's Clues really dry snitching?
Oh, Daddy, can I watch Peppa Pig even though we Muslim?
Mama, can I get a GED from the Schoolhouse Rock?
Ooh, Daddy, if Bluey is a girl, why does she look just like her daddy? Is she trans?
What? Wait, Bluey's a girl?
Yes.
Wait, then why she not Pinky? Because Daddy watches Pinky videos all the time on the computer.
Why does Dora always ask what something is when she got a map that talks?
Mama, is Swiper no swiping a scammer?
Daddy, how does SpongeBob light a fire underwater? Is Bikini Bottom in another dimension?
Mama, hold on. Why Baby Shark got a mommy shark and a daddy shark, but Jimmy got a daddy shark and a daddy shark?
Yo,
Daddy, when Peppa snorts, is she laughing or just communicating? And shouldn't Peppa's primary language be Pig Latin?
Mama, you got these edibles from Grace's Corner?
Daddy, how does Dora's hair stay perfect through all those adventures?
Mama, Daddy got locked up because he's from Sesame Street.
Daddy, have you ever noticed Peppa Pig's house is on the steepest hill ever? Like if they roll out of bed, don't they just keep rolling?
Mama, Daddy said little Einstein gets a lot of head.
What? Get a lot of what?
He's smart because he get a lot of head.
I think I caught contact.
Daddy, how come nobody ever questions the talking animals, maps, and backpacks on Dora the Explorer? Are they as high as we are right now? Yes, they are, my child. The moral of the story is adults, when it comes to your edibles, keep them locked, out of sight, and out of reach from the kids. Okay, please give Samantha McPherson the sweet sounds and the Hamiltons.
You are the donkey.
I haven't heard this one in years.
The day you are the donkey.
I haven't heard this one in classic years.
The day he
It's classic.
That's the Karma Gods.
I actually think about a lot of this stuff when I'm high.
I had one more.
Let me hear it.
Mommy, why Daddy stare at your sister's cocomelon so much? Cocomelons.
Daddy, is Peppa Pig really the origin story of where bacon comes from? Huh? Daddy, how come Boots wears boots and nothing else? And nobody says anything. How does SpongeBob light a fire underwater? Daddy.
Yo, Envy, did we miss the hot box?
I wish I took an edible because they laughing. And I just maybe they took edible this morning.
Yo.
I'm always high, so.
Oh my God.
We missed it.
Why do you think I got the munchies so much? I didn't get this way by accident.
Lord have mercy.
Sativa.
Mommy, why is Mack so fat? I don't know. I would have joined in. I don't know. I should have took edible too.
We just sitting there because we got a new board up and they don't know when to go to break yet.
No, it's topic time.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, this is awkward, uncomfortable.
Well, guys.
Oh, we don't have a topic.
No, we do have a topic.
What's the topic?
The topic is, should your political choices divide your relationship? So, y'all remember
we didn't have a meeting about the topics.
No, he went back and forth, and then they just said send the audio, but I don't trust the audio, so I was like, I'm not going that way with
I
it.
listened to the audio. So y'all remember like a few years ago, right, when it was like such a big thing if you were a Trump supporter or if you were not a Trump supporter, depending on what side you were on, people were like, I can't rock with you, I can't date you.
So does your political views matter in your relationship?
Yeah, like would you, like, yeah.
Do you have to be on the same...
You got to be aligned a bit.
You have to be aligned.
It's a little bit more trickier now because people are really on both sides.
All right.
So this comes out of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He sat down for an interview and he talks about how his wife is receiving hate for the fact that he is now a part of Trump's like supporters.
But is his wife a Kamala supporter?
Don't know who he wants to support.
His wife doesn't have he doesn't state who she supports. He just says that she supports him. And it made me think, like, I don't know if I could put up. She getting death threats online.
Okay.
She getting I'm not going through all that.
Let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051. Could you date somebody or marry somebody that their political views are not the same as yours? Maybe you're going for Kamala, they're going for Trump, or maybe you're going for Trump, they're going for Kamala. Let's discuss. 800-585-1051 is the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Pull out your phone. Call in right now.
You call me.
Add your opinion to the Breakfast Club topic. Break it down. 800-585-1051. The Breakfast Club.
Steady calling my phone.
It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess. If you're just joining us, we're asking 800-585-1051. We're asking if you're dating somebody or even marrying somebody, does your political views have to match? All right. Would it be a problem if your spouse, your man or your girl is voting for Trump and you're on the Kamala side? Does that matter to you? Let's start with you, Lauren. Does it matter to you?
Yes, it matters. I don't necessarily care who people vote for because like you have your own reasonings, but I just think that it would cause like just the back and forth that it would cause. If I had the choice, I wouldn't want to go through that. And then also too, if I'm with you and we're like married and locked in or like planning to be, that goes into how we raise our kids too. And like, cause for me in my house, like I know that we don't like being held to like what our parents did or whatever. But my mom, for a very long time, like I learned a lot of things about politics and how I felt or how I didn't want to feel from her. And I grew up and I made a lot of my own decisions, but my household had a lot to do with my interests. And I don't know, I wouldn't want my kids to be like having to pick a side between mommy and daddy.
I don't think it's picking a side. Me and my wife have the same political views, but I wouldn't have a problem if my wife leans towards something else other than something else. That wouldn't define our relationship. In our relationship, we don't agree on everything. So if she likes a particular candidate for a particular reason, I can't be mad at that. That's because that relates to her better than the other candidate does. So to say that I'm not going to marry, I'm not going to date, or we're not going to continue on our relationship because her views on something else is different, especially politically, I don't care. These political people ain't riding for me. They're not dying for me. These are their views, and hopefully these views can help other people. But if there's something that they don't agree with Kamala or something that they don't agree with Trump, I'm not ending my marriage or my relationship based off of that. Charlamagne?
I wouldn't have a problem normally with my partner if we weren't, on the same page politically. Like I wouldn't care what political party they represent. Personally, I guess I feel like I'm more of a moderate. I don't know. But I think it matters more now because of what MAGA represents. So there are certain things, right? Like if I'm a man and let's say I support MAGA, women's reproductive rights, they've abolished women's reproductive rights, just their views on women. When you think of the childless cat lady comments that J.D. Vance made, I could see that being an issue. Like how could you be a man supporting that and you got a wife and you got daughters? Yeah. I think that would cause some pretty big arguments in the house. I think that would cause a house to really, really be divided. So to answer the question, I wouldn't have a problem with my partner being another political party normally, but I think it matters more now because of what MAGA represents.
But that's like saying with Joe Biden and he was the one that helped write the 94 crime law bill. People are upset about that, and people look at that differently. But, like I said, it's just a healthy debate, whether you like it or not. Like, thank God me and my wife have the same political views. But if she didn't, I can't say, well, I'm ending the marriage, because, you know, some people who are, you know, voting for Trump are not voting for Trump because who he is. They might be voting for Trump because of a policy that they like.
That's the thing. I can debate over policy.
Yeah.
I can't debate over how you actually may feel about women. If you make comments like, you know, women that don't have children basically are less than, or, you know, you take away a woman's right to choose, you take away their reproductive right, that would cause some division in the house. That would be some arguments.
So, yeah, I was about to say, y'all both have daughters, right? So it's like when you guys, maybe particularly not you, maybe, you know, your wives are having conversations with your daughters about, you know, when they decide to start having boyfriends and sex and stuff like that. There's a lot of different things that you guys are gonna have to talk to them about, and it does lessen their options. It does. It's just a lot of different things that they're gonna have to face. That it would be very hard coming to one consensus if she believes one thing, which would be obvious because of her politics.
That's what I want to see.
That's the hard part.
I want to see a daddy who's a MAGA supporter, who's got young daughters. And what do you do when the daughter comes to you and says, why do you support them when they are the party that abolished women's reproductive rights?
He's probably going to stand on, I don't know. It's a lot of parents.
You have to talk to a Trump supporter and see why they're actually supporting Trump.
Because there's a lot of parents who believe in...
That's what you have to ask.
I mean, there's nobody that's a one-issue voter.
Correct.
But so let's just say you ignore the women's reproductive issue because you support him because you like, I don't know, just stance on the economy. But my point is, what do you do when you got a young daughter and she comes to you and asks you about the women's reproductive rights part?
Right.
That's a hell of a discussion.
Well, let's go to the phone lines. We have Diane on line 8. Diane, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, now what's your thoughts? Because you said your house is divided, right?
Yes. Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning, Charlamagne.
Good morning.
Oh, my God. Good morning. Yes, my house is divided. I'm a Kamala Harris supporter, and my husband is a Trump supporter, although he doesn't really invest himself in politics. So that's that.
And how do you? Is it cool? I heard a kid in the background. Do you have young kids?
I do have young kids. We're a blended family. He comes with 2 children of his own. I have my oldest son who's serving, and we have 2 children together. So it's difficult when we have to like parent and inform our children on certain things because we actually don't see eye to eye. I'm not a Trump supporter for the simple fact of he's an amoral human being, and I have daughters and nieces and cousins to think about.
So, do y'all have arguments?
Sometimes it's gotten heated where I'm there like, are you like serious? When he goes and tells me, you know, he's a very great businessman. I was like, a sick bankrupt person is a great businessman? How do you equate that? And sometimes the arguments do get heated, but sometimes I just go, listen, I know we're never going to see eye to eye on this, but, you know, you can't promote somebody like this to our children. It kind of sends them a mixed message. I don't want our boys to even come close to emulating this man.
You say that, and you also got to say, whisper to him, your support of Trump makes me very dry.
Oh. I'm going to use that next time.
Thank you, Mama. Sound like you used that one in the house before, Diane. All right, let's go. Hello, who's this?
Hello.
Hey, what's your name?
Hi, this is Ebonique.
Hey, Ebonique. What's your stance as far as being in a relationship with somebody that may not see eye to eye on political views?
Well, I'm in a relationship with somebody that doesn't have the same political views as me, and it's not a detriment to my relationship.
What's your views, Ebony? What's your views? Tell me what's your views first.
I'm a Democrat. I 100% believe in women's rights as a woman myself, as a black woman.
Absolutely. Okay.
But it's not a detriment to my relationship. It allows us to actually have, you know, healthy conversation. I get to see life through his eyes, or, you know, the way in which he sees it. It gives me things to think about, and I'm not necessarily worried about who I'm laying next to. If this person is going to wake up and be somebody else because he really stand on his business, like his, you know, his views and the way that he sees things. So it really allows me a real choice as to whether or not I'm going to, you know, be with this person and the outlook on life and our future. So I feel like it shouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, just because I like steak fries and he like hash browns don't mean we should hate potatoes. It's the same thing. Like, we have to live in this country.
I'm just asking questions. I'm not judging. I don't really care either way. I'm just asking questions. You said that you care about women's rights, so I'm assuming he's a Trump supporter, right?
Yes, he is.
So
not like a diehard, but he just sees certain things that Trump does. You know, he agrees with.
But we see the attack on women's reproductive rights, right? That they've waged, and I mean, you know, abolished Roe v. Wade. So what does he say about that in regards to your stance?
Well, what I've just found out recently, we had that conversation, but we never would have had it if he didn't disagree with my views. So now, you know, being a man, of course, his whole life, he doesn't or did not see the way that I see reproduction. He sees it as like, oh, you know, you're pregnant, you should have it, and that is murder, whatever. And then when I give him my stance on it, and you know, the way a woman may feel, or the actual process and things of that nature, the history of it, because he wasn't given that, it gives him something to think about. He's not so extreme with his thinking now that he sees or hears a different point of view. And I'm the same way. I can't, you know, I'm not so rah-rah about disliking the Republican Party when he's giving me his reasons as to why he agrees with what they stand for. True. I can't be mad at that. It's a healthy relationship. Every relationship has debate, I would hope, but healthy debate.
Healthy dialogue. I like that.
800-585-1051. Could you be in a relationship or date somebody that you don't see eye to eye on political views? Let's discuss this. The Breakfast Club. Come on.
If y'all talking about it, you know we talking about it. It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now, Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess. And if you're just joining us, 800-585-1051. We're asking, could you be in a relationship with somebody if you don't see eye to eye on political views?
Now, Lauren came up with this topic, which is crazy because, you know, I would think any topic about being in a relationship would be triggering to her. But
Triggering?
Huh?
Why would it be triggering?
I'm sorry. I was talking.
When you are a young, beautiful, intelligent woman with all of her life ahead of her, potentials, why would it be triggering?
Potential what?
Potentially, you need to stop minding my business.
Wow.
That's what it's giving, okay?
Well, let's go to the phone lines. We have Orlando on the line. Orlando, good morning.
What up, DJ Envy? Hope all is well with you. Hello, Charlamagne, and to that young lady. How y'all doing?
Peace, Orlando. Are you calling from Florida?
Nope, I'm calling from the D. What up, though?
Okay, what up, D?
He said, what up, D? What up, D? Jesus. Now, what's your opinion, Orlando?
Charlamagne be on that stuff.
Worry about the wrong stuff all the time.
Something wrong. I'm going to be honest with you. Something wrong with me.
As soon as you said the D, he was confused.
But basically, in my opinion, I believe you got a few different aspects of it. First, if you are different races, so if I'm a black man, which I am, and I'm married to a white woman, I don't think it will work if we have different political views. Because say she's Republican and I'm Democrat, and Tamika Mallory just came up there and she talked about a police killing. You go home, try to talk to your wife, y'all might have different ideas.
That's
now,
right.
If you're married to somebody that's black, I think people evolve because my experience, I've been a Democrat all my life until the last election. I voted green. And the older I become, the more money I'm making. I have more Republican views and conservative views than I do Democratic views now. And my wife, she's not too political, but I'm certain she's still Democrat. And since I'm more political, it's not a regular conversation in our household too much. We debate about something, but it really don't affect our marriage at all.
I think there's nuance to that, though, because I don't know if you necessarily have conservative views. You just might believe with some conservative economic policies. I don't believe you have conservative views overall.
Right. Now, Gino is here.
And she hung up on the guy.
Yeah, because we got to get to another caller. Gino, good morning.
Good morning. What up, though? This is Gino. What up, though, Charlamagne? What up, though, Envy? What up, though, Lauren?
You calling from on top of the D.
Oh, my goodness.
Go ahead, bro. You see, calling from Detroit. But, yeah, I just want to comment on the topic. And I believe, you should, if you're in a relationship, and you should, you know what I'm saying, like go the same way, I believe, as the head of the household, whether that's a man or whether that's a woman. You know what I'm saying? But am I going to force you to do that? No. I'm not a controlling person, not in that way. You know what I'm saying? You should have the option to do that. it shouldn't be a competition and you be combative and just to do it just to go against that person.
I agree.
I think there's a lot of nuance in the answers that we're getting this time versus what I felt like people felt like a few years ago. Why y'all think that is? It's a good thing. It could be a bad thing. It could be a good thing too.
I think people are paying attention a little bit more and they're more politically sophisticated. But what I would say, if you're paying attention more in 2024 than you were in 2020, I don't see how you could be a man in a relationship with a woman and support Donald Trump. Just because of everything he's done to attack women's reproductive rights. Then you get a vice president in J.D. Vance who says things like, childless cat women shouldn't be able to vote because they don't really care about the future because they're not invested in it. As a man with a wife and daughters, I don't see how you can support that. But people aren't one interest voters either, though. So, they might have other interests. I don't know.
A lot of people feel like that Trump is a businessman and he runs the country like a business. A lot of people feel like Trump is very America first. A lot of people feel like Trump will cut tax rates. So people look at different sides. I'm with Charlamagne when it comes to as far as women's rights, but people look at what's best for them as far as policy are concerned. And but if it's a relationship, it is what it is.
I do like the households that can have healthy discussions about it.
You should be able to have debates and
healthy discussion is different because I honestly don't even see how the discussion could be healthy because the way that the politicians set each other up, everything is so divisive now.
It's true.
But if you could do it healthy, I think maybe that's a good example for the kids. I just keep thinking about how do you raise your kids? Because I just remember growing up and let your kids make their own decision. It was such a big thing. I think
my daughter's 22 years old. Madison's 22. We talk about everything in the house. And that was if she says, "Dad, I want to go this way," or "Dad, I believe in this candidate," I'm not going to say, "Well, get out my house." That's her opinion. That's what her thoughts. That's what we raise our kids to do. To be thinkers that you think outside the box. Think what you believe. Don't be a sheep. Don't follow the crowd. You do your research and you think how you want to think. You come up with your opinion based off of your research, not anybody else.
But that young lady who called did make a good point. She said that when she feels a way about her husband's views or her husband feels a way about her views, they have a discussion about it, and sometimes they can see where the other person is coming from.
Correct.
That's all I care about. If you make a decision, I'm fine with your decision as long as it's coming from an informed place.
That's right. All right. Well, we got Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa coming up.
Yes, we do. Steve Harvey threw some subliminals, not really even subliminals, threw some shots back at Cat Williams, and he also commented on, not directly though, but he commented on what I think was Mike Rubin's comments up here about the black community hating on each other.
Okay, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
News is real, whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, worldwide Mess.
On The Breakfast Club.
She's a culture shoot
with Lauren LaRosa.
I'm back. And I got the mess.
Talk to me.
Well, just side note, the reason the boards are a little off.
Man, shut up and stop.
Now you got to tell people because it sounds crazy.
Yeah, I was going to tell them.
It sounds crazy. Our board op is on vacation and one of our producers is out, so Art is holding it down. He's doing the best that he can.
Shut up if I tell him the truth in this place.
Just tell him the truth.
That's half of the truth. Don't get me started on the damn radio.
Go ahead,
Lauren.
Don't let him talk to no new hires. So real quick before we get into Steve Harvey, I did want to make mention when we talked about Alicia Keys, that was from a TikTok. That was from Central C's ex-girlfriend, Madeline.
She was recreating it.
Yeah, because Madeline had the viral video of her crying, asking what do DJs do. So DJs have started remixing it and also criticizing her. So of course people started remixing Alicia Keys's and started criticizing her. But moving on, Steve Harvey at Invest Fest. He had a few things to say. Number one, about Cat Williams and about when Michael Rubin was up here talking about the black community. Let's take a listen to the Cat Williams stuff.
You will never have a hater that's doing better than you. Always know that. Don't get off the wall to dress some any ass boy who ain't got shit going for himself. Now you done stopped your climb up on the wall so you can come down here and talk to his little punk. Don't do that, man. I stay away from it. Now, do I want to? Yes. Because I'm a human being. And I'm hood. I used to be a fighter, and I still got hands. They slow, but if you get up on me real close, I can still knock your monkey ass out there. I just don't have the quickness I have. But I still know how to turn my hip and shift that weight, and I'll knock your short ass out. I'll shoot your perm straight out your head.
Okay,
Uncle Steve be cooking though, don't he?
The funniest part about that, I think, because the video is kind of blurry, it looked like he leaned back and grabbed his cigar, lit his cigar right after that.
Probably crossed his leg.
Okay,
right. So because he said the whole perm thing and mentioned the height, everybody's like, this is definitely about in response to Cat Williams. Remember, Cat Williams was on Club Shay Shay.
Yep.
And he said that Steve Harvey couldn't get a job in Hollywood because he was a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good.
Now he got several.
Oh.
But I will say this about Steve Harvey and Cat Williams. I don't want to see either one of them brothers fighting.
They're not gonna fight.
You know what I'm saying? I understand, like Steve said, he's human, so he feels that way. But you don't
right.
You don't want to see
and
that.
he said he still got hands. Y'all still got hands?
Who?
How old are y'all?
Yeah.
When do you lose your hands?
You don't never lose your hands. You just lose your stamina and all that other stuff.
I have no idea if I still got hands. You never know till you get in a fight. All these old motherfuckers be out here talking about they got hands till they get in a fight, and then they're like, "Damn, I thought I still had hands."
Somebody like you need to be practicing. You need once a week. You need to figure that out once a week because you.
Charlamagne knocked somebody out.
First of all,
like 10 years ago.
Yeah, like
8, 9 years ago.
2004.
No,
I don't know. He knocked him out. Like big.
Were people still weren't? Did the person have baggy jeans and just couldn't get away?
Let me tell y'all something.
No, he was bigger than Charlamagne and snuck Charlamagne from behind.
Well,
and Charlamagne turned around.
Charlamagne ain't trying to fight nobody.
Yeah, we are not.
Charlamagne has hired armed security that will legally pop you.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we both have. But Charlamagne used to have hands.
Fighting
Put him on his ass. I was impressed.
You were?
I was impressed.
You liked his voice? It turned you on?
It did.
Okay, all right.
I ain't got no hands. I'm old.
Well, speaking of keeping peace amongst our community, Steve Harvey also did address that, and I believe that this was in response to Michael Rubin being up here and saying that black people hate on each other too much. Take a listen.
We have got to change the way we look out for one another. We have got to be more in the build-up business than the tear-down business. We got white folks coming on podcasts talking about how we ought to act towards each other. We don't need white folks checking us, telling us how to be towards each other. We know how to be towards one another. We just got to get in charge of it. We got to start checking one another. When you see these cats over here wasting your time on podcasts with all this negativity, why is it so many clicks and likes, man? Why don't we ever check people on that? Why don't we defend one another? What happened to being happy for people in love? What happened to cheering for families? What happened to wanting this brother's business to win?
Unc is absolutely right. But everybody can't go, okay?
No, Unc is right.
He's right, but everybody can't go.
And the Breakfast Club he was talking about Michael Rubin, but Michael Rubin started a conversation that people are now talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This was something that's been happening for years. So although people are mad that Michael Rubin started that conversation, people are having that conversation, and hopefully things do change.
I wouldn't even say he started it. I think he just made people like it stung a little bit, so it made people get a little louder.
Hey man, everybody can't go. Okay, build the ark. All right.
No more wall.
Build the ark.
Now you want an ark?
He don't got no walls no more.
Build the ark.
You said you got no walls.
Build the wall too.
Before he wanted a wall.
But I rather build the ark because when you see the person building the ark, you can either assist the person and get on the ark with them. But if not, when it start raining,
see you later.
Let them drown.
All right. Well, that is Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa. All right. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. It's the People's Choice Mix up next. Don't go anywhere.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa's filling in for Jess, and we got to salute Tamika Mallory for joining us this morning.
That's right. Salute to the good sister Tamika Mallory, man. Make sure you check out what they're doing with Our Freedom project, the Project Freedom Project, and she's got a new book coming out in February. Mm-hmm. It'll be available for pre-order this fall. So.
Yep, and also Angelo Pinto, who joined her this morning.
Salute to the good brother Angelo, man.
All right, when we come back, we got the positive note and more, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still here with Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess.
Yes, sir.
It's time to get up out of here. How you feeling? 3 weeks in, you all right?
I feel great.
You been there for 3 weeks?
Mm-hmm. It's been 3 weeks.
Damn.
Is that a good damn?
No, it's just time flies. I was like 3 weeks already. Lord have mercy.
Oh, yeah, it's been 3 weeks. Mm-hmm.
Are you feeling good though?
I felt great. Yeah.
Still feeling love? You still like this guy over there?
Yeah, he all right.
Just making sure.
He like a fake friend. It's like you keep your enemies close so you can like watch them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad you can't keep any other man close. You'd love to have a man close.
I've been
wouldn't
walking
you?
right into him all day because he loved to have a man close too, right?
Listen,
wow,
closer than Envy.
I want to tell everybody that I will be speaking at Global Citizens on September 28th in Central Park in New York City. So make sure you go get your tickets for that. And I want to tell everybody in New Orleans on September 20th at 7:30 p.m. I'll be at Baldwin and Company. Okay, signing copies of my new book, Get Honest or Die Lying: Why Small Talk Sucks. So come check me out, New Orleans, September 20th, 7:30 p.m. Baldwin and Company. Go get your tickets right now. Okay. ctgbco.eventbrite.com to get your tickets for New Orleans. All right, September 20th, I will be there. Okay. Okay. Now the positive note is this, man. It's just something to think about. I saw it on one of my favorite Instagram pages. Fight Through Mental Health. We don't realize that the first sign our mental health is suffering isn't a panic attack or an emotional breakdown. It starts with waking up exhausted even after sufficient sleep, difficulty getting out of bed, frequent headaches, lack of motivation, gut issues, skin issues, muscle aches, the need to distance yourself, irritability, disturbed sleep, low energy, feeling lost or stuck, memory struggles, self-sabotage behaviors, brain fog, fatigue. Your body speaks to you. Listen to it before it has to scream. Have a blessed day.
Breakfast Club, bitches! Y'all finished or y'all done?